Hi, Bridgewater Church. I figured this would probably be the best way to get this story to you and out there. Um, I've had a couple of moments in my life where I feel it was probably God intervening and not coincidence. I'm going to tell the first time it happened in 2015, just after my divorce. I was an alcoholic. I was drunk. I crashed my car. When the cops showed up, I tried fighting them. Didn't realize I lost my phone in a ditch somewhere. I think I left my wallet in my car, which was in the woods, wrecked. Cops put me in the hospital, obviously for psychiatric hold. Well, the place only held me for 8 hours because I was so belligerent they wanted me out. Um, I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania at the time, CMC Scranton, and no car, no phone, no wallet, no way to call anybody. Stuck by myself, still obviously hungover because I was still half drunk. Um, I walked all the way from the hospital in Scranton to Clark Summit. Uh, I think it's like 20 miles. It's a long way to go in one night. I slept in a dumpster. The next day, I started walking again. I made it all the way to, I believe it's almost Dalton. There's a gas station. There's actually a payphone. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there in 2015. And I had some change in my pocket because that's all I had. And I tried thinking of my ex-wife's phone number to call because it was the first one that came to mind. Couldn't think of her number. So I'm completely stuck in the middle of nowhere. Uh, I hung up the phone, took the last little bit of change back out of the phone and a refund. And I went, let me get a ride and I'll go back to church, to the sky. And I didn't make it 100 feet away from that payphone. It was within 2 minutes. Uh, a cranberry colored, maroon colored Chevy HHR pulled over, and it was Pastor Don from the Ross Corners location before Bridgewater merged with it. Are you kidding me? Right after I hang up the phone? I don't see how that could be a coincidence, right? Um, Flash forward to present day. Now, I've been having a rough time. I suffer from mental illness. I've been sober, not drinking now for like a year and a half, but my mental illness is still there and I still have to deal with that. And I don't currently have insurance, so I'm not currently on medication. It's rough to deal with. Well, I had a breakdown because my car broke down and I thought it was something major in June or July. It might have been July. This past summer. Uh, well, I ended up in the hospital. I was having a really hard time, had a breakdown, ended up in the hospital. And when I got out, the hospital got me a ride to basically anywhere in the state I wanted to go. And I just said, I want to get back to my van, even though it wasn't running. Well, after the cab driver dropped me off, now I thought that it was still dead. At first, I thought it was going to get towed. Now, I was on a back road and it was parked on somebody's property, and their house was like a couple 100 feet behind it. Luckily, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks and they didn't tow it. So the cab driver drops me off. I say thanks for the ride. And then before I even got to the van, I said, please let it be something stupid. Now, I thought it was the fuel pump was shot. Turns out it was the fuse for the fuel pump, which I had changed. This is what caused my breakdown. So what? It's just a fuse that's blown. I pulled the fuse out, put a new one in, and it still wouldn't start. I pulled it out to see if it was blown, and it wasn't. Well, I went to the hospital, had my breakdown, come back out, said that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start pulling fuses and relays out to see if they're all good. And sure enough, when I got to the fuse that is for the fuel pump, brand new fuse, had a hairline crack in it you could barely see. There's no way that's just a coincidence like people are trying to tell me it is. But I've been wanting to tell this story for quite a while. It's what brought me back to the church. You usually see me in Halstead about once a month. I wish I could go more, but I have social anxiety problems and I don't like being around large groups of people. So there's the story. I don't see how that could be a coincidence twice. No way. I mean, I just don't have that kind of luck in my life. I don't believe that's what it is. But there's the story. My name's Dan. You'll probably see me around. Have a good day. God bless.